Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be with you again today, as we are every second Tuesday of every month at noon on Facebook Live. We're really happy to have you with us today. We've got some great information we're going to share with you today. But before we get started, I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that attended our 36th annual installation and awards banquet this past Thursday at the Hilton in Sacramento on Arden. It was an amazing event. We had over 300 attendees with us that evening, and it was just a wonderful time for us all to get together and spend time together. And we got some hugs in, and it was just wonderful. And I want to thank everybody who was in attendance, but especially our sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Siemens and to SMUD and to Wells Fargo Bank, UC Davis and UC Davis Health, Five Star Bank, Kaiser Permanente, Blue Shield of California, PG&E, Southern California Edison, the State Department, California State Department of General Services, Sacramento Regional Transit, Fortune School, and last but certainly not least, the city of Sacramento. You guys did such a wonderful thing by supporting our efforts and making sure that we had a very successful event. I want to thank you for that. Before moving on, to tell you a little bit about what's happening today, you're going to hear from some of our members who are going to share information with you about their businesses, and you're going to have an opportunity to chat with them through the chat. If you'd like to ask questions, you're certainly welcome to do so. I'm going to turn this over to our host extraordinaire, Michael Poindexter, principal and owner of Engaging You, LLC. And Michael, you can take it away. I know you're going to do a great job for us.
Thank you, Aziza. And I just want to comment too on the event that was held on last Wednesday. I want to congratulate Aziza and also the staff that put on a fantastic event. We had a good time of coming out, many of us for the first time in a long time, and many people had their evening gowns on and their tux on. I think Aziza told them, bring out your best. And they did. It was a wonderful looking crowd, on that day. So thank you so much, staff and Aziza, for putting on that fantastic event. There was one activity that we did during the event, and that was to raise money for our young entrepreneurs that are in a program that's already started. And we had them pledge a certain amount of money. I think we might have started off at $2,000 or $5,000 and worked our way down. But we want to let you know, and I would be amiss if I didn't say something about it, since I'm one of the founders of the program, that it is still time. There is still time to give us a Christmas present or a holiday present of a donation for that particular activity, the Entrepreneurs Program. I think we have over 40 applicants, or I don't know if I remembered it correctly, 40 applicants, or we have 40 people that will be participating in the program. But if you have something that you like to donate for that particular program, it's been going on for years, and people have been successful. As a matter of fact, one of our main speakers was a young lady that went through the program. She has her own business, just got her LLC, and will be going on into medical school in the spring or in the fall. So wonderful things come out of that program. If you feel the need to give, and this is the season to be giving, please send money toward us continuing that particular program and send it to the Sacramento Black Chamber. You know, so happy holidays, everyone. The holidays are upon us, and it's already started with our kickoff event that was held last Wednesday. But we are hoping that we have a wonderful, better year than we've had before. So, welcome to the Sacramento Black Chamber 916 live show today. And we have some wonderful guests that are with us, and they will be talking with us about how we move forward. You know, I was looking at the title of our program today, Getting Back to Norm. There's a book called Good to Great. I think we need to mimic that book, Good to Great, and maybe say getting better than norm, because we know that the norm, there are going to be a lot of things that we learned during this time period, and we need to bring those things back into that norm. To do that, we need to be better than norm. So I'm sure everyone is going to be working on how do we do better, not how do we just get back to norm, but how do we do better, and how do we be a better organization, a better business, a better everything that we possibly can think of as we move forward. With my particular company, I actually will start getting back on the plane and visiting some of the colleges and universities that I'm working with throughout the country. And one of the main places I'm going is Phoenix. So wish me luck as I go to Phoenix, Arizona. Um, you know, as we look at our first guest, she's going to be talking with us about getting back and how do we get through the pandemic. I don't know if you know, but everybody is in a little bit of trauma. Everybody is trying to get through this whole disease and epidemic and pandemic that we're in. And you may not know it, but you actually have gone through some type of trauma. You actually, even on your job, in your families, all over, you know, there's trauma that has come into us. And we're going to have to learn how to work that out. And with us today, we have Nicole Carter, who is going to talk with us. She's a counseling and therapy services, and she has her own business. And she's going to look at ways to help get back to normal or be better than normal than what we are. But one of the things that we want you to know that basically everybody's in trauma right now, and we're trying to get out of it, even on your job. So when you're working, realize that the people that you're working with, they're in trauma, and so are you. And Nicole, take it away and help us.
Well, you just gave me a beautiful bridge and a beautiful segue. And you said the key words is to realize. And so when I thought about today, we're all out there back to normal. And Mr. Poindexter is challenging us to be better than normal. And that comes with your sense of 4 A's, 4 A's for getting back to normal and managing what we all are calling collective trauma. And that is first A is awareness. So when you talk about recognize that your coworkers may be going through something, recognizing that trauma is either too much, it's happening too long, and it feels very overwhelming for our senses. We feel like we can't get up from underneath it or around it. It has an aspect of inescapability. And that essentially is what we're going through, is that we're all feeling a sense of inescapability. I think you can agree to.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that first A, 4 A's for getting back to normal is awareness. So that is sensing and having an awareness that maybe right now I'm a little more irritable than normal, or maybe I'm a little more tired than normal. So having an awareness of self of I just feel a little off. Okay, that's your first A. Your second A is acknowledging what's happening for you. So right now I'm having fun. I've just met Michael for the first time, but I might be a little nervous, right? And so my voice may be a little shaky at first, or I may acknowledge that I'm maybe starting to have a stress response of sweating. Okay, so I'm acknowledging that this is happening. The third A, I'm going to ask you all to lean into accepting. accepting that right now, even though I have this wonderful smiling face smiling back at me, I'm nervous, and my body and my biology is giving me signals about that. Okay, so I'm going to accept that I'm going to be nervous at first, but I'm going to kind of allow myself to just acknowledge that it's a stress response.
Hey,
And then that
Nicole,
fourth, yes,
smell the rose. Smell the rose. Take
yes,
a deep breath.
yes. See, perfect, right? So when I can accept that this is happening, I can go, okay, yes. And then I'll start talking slower. My thoughts will be more available to me. And that fourth A, and that's your timing. We got to go on the road together. Your timing is impeccable. It's allowing. It's allowing this moment to be somewhat uncomfortable. And in that allowing, reaching for something like hearing someone say, "Hey, Nicole, smell the rose." Now, if I don't have the awareness and I'm not acknowledging that I'm having a stress response, then when somebody says, "Hey, stop and smell the rose," I might get irritated. I might, I might get defensive, and I might say, like, "What do you mean? It's not easy for everybody." So when you find yourself having those type of responses, I want us to remember and give grace to ourselves that we are all actively still enduring a long-standing uncertain phenomenon. And this pandemic is definitely something where, when we talk about, if we want to use what Michael was talking about being better, if we can get a better awareness of what's going on for ourselves, a better acknowledgement that I'm probably having a stress response and my biology is trying to help me, a better acceptance that I'm not always going to have it together. I might have to take a breath in front of people, and a better allowing of the moment so that I can move through it. I think those four A's can get us to a place of, where our brain can come back online and we can be more productive and creative.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Even as you're making decisions, or people are making decisions in their companies, in their corporations, or in their own businesses and things of that nature. I think people need to realize that they are in trauma, and they could be making decisions in trauma, and that we really need to think it through and not just make rash decisions. What are your thoughts, Nicole?
So that's the thing. The tough thing about trauma and stress is when we say think it through, you're going to hit a wall. And so what you did when you suggested stop and smell the rose, that's your greatest gift. Your breath is your greatest gift. It is what the creator has given us, that we can consciously tap into it. So when we do things like take a deep breath, some people say, "Oh, Nicole, I feel it in my chest and that makes it worse." So a couple of keys for when you're taking a deep breath, and we can practice one together, is your inhale is going to be shorter than your exhale. So when we inhale, we can inhale for 4, and then you just double it. Just double what your exhale is. So that might look like 8. When you are breathing in, it's in through the nose, and that belly gets nice and full, because I don't want to breathe from my chest, because that sends a message to the brain that something, I'm trying to either get away from something or something's very threatening. So when you're breathing in, it's through the nose, belly gets nice and big. And then the exhale is going to be longer than the inhale. Now, longer exhale sends a message to the brain that, oh, we must not be in danger. If we can exhale, if we have the time and ability to exhale longer than the inhale, then there is no immediate threat. And what that does is it sends a message to your body, hey, you can turn off that stress response, and then your brain or prefrontal cortex can come back online. And now you really can think from a more productive and more creative place.
Nicole, would you like to take us through that, and we all do it together with all of our visitors and our people that are online right now? You
I'd
want to take
love
us through it?
to. I'd love to. Okay, so I'm going to invite you wherever you are. If you're driving, do not close your eyes. But if you're in a place, if you can, go ahead as best as you can, relax your jaws and your shoulders. Okay, and I'm going to ask you to breathe into the chime. So when you hear the chime, the singing bowl, you're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. I'll count that out. And you're going to exhale through the mouth. Please try to exhale like a straw. Try to, if you can, for 8. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do 2 rounds of that. Okay, and you're going to inhale through the nose, belly getting big. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 7, 6. Shoulders dropping, shoulders dropping, shoulders dropping. And you might want to give a little shake, a little shoulder shrug.
Okay.
All right. How was that?
That was great. It relaxed me a little bit. I'll do some more after we get off
Yeah.
today.
Wonderful. Good. And I'll remember the roses.
Yeah. Well, you were really great on this and actually taking us through an exercise, and hopefully, some of our guests will be able to do that in their decision making and when they're working, or if they get a little bit of upset at someone else at the office, they can know to smell the rose or take a moment to breathe in and then to breathe out, or to find a safe space and go and do it too. You know, and there's nothing wrong with taking a friend with you and say, let's do it together.
That's called co-regulation in my world. That's the best thing you can do. If you can get somebody to do it with you, oh boy, you both of your nervous systems get the benefit of it and it lasts longer.
Okay, great. Well, are there any last minute thoughts or last thoughts that you want to leave with us and share with us to be better and getting us better than norm?
Yeah, I would like to really encourage people to befriend their nervous systems. So many of us think it's our personality. So many of us have been told that we're not strong enough, or we're weak, or we got to be bigger, better, stronger. And what I'd like to just encourage you to do is that when your body is having a response, to simply just listen for what does it need? What can I, is it a deep breath? Do I need to just look out the window for a second? And really befriend your nervous system. I promise you, it's acting in service of your survival. It is not trying to embarrass you or harm you.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with taking that breath. As a matter of fact, that keeps us alive.
Yeah. We need it. We need it.
We need it. Nicole, thank you for being with us this afternoon and for giving all of this words of wisdom that I know is going to help a lot of people. And for everyone that participated in the exercise, good job. And hopefully that'll send you on your way to doing something really, really great today. Better than great, better than norm. Okay. Nicole, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
Same here. And let's go on the road together. Okay. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that exercise that we did. And anytime you feel a little stressed or overworked or whatever, take that time just to take a deep breath and then to let it out and see if you feel any better. Okay. We're moving on with our program today. And today we have Algie Mosley with us, who's going to talk with us about his organization and his program. And I hope I got that right. He told me it's like algae, like the algae in the sea and in the ocean. So, Algie, how are you today? Okay. Algie tuning in with us. You know, with this new Zoom thing that we do and all of this work that we're doing online, there's always a little bit of an issue. You know, either the one favorite thing that you hear of everyone is are you mute? Could you turn your mute on or turn it off? Or we can't see you or something of that nature. So that's always a little bit of a problem. So I see Algie's not with us at this time. Um, if I'll give one or two more seconds to see if he's going to come on, but know that life is a little bit different right now as we go into another phase of this pandemic that we're in. But I hope everyone is doing everything that they possibly can to stay safe and to make sure that you're keeping everyone else safe, whatever that means to you. I hope that's happening. Well, we're going to move on with our show. Algie will come on probably a little bit later or at our next program. But I'm going to bring Joel Hopman on with, and I'm going to try to get this right. Poochie's Pharmacy. Did I get that right, Joel, or did I do it wrong?
Exactly right, Michael. It's just like Gucci, but with a P.
Okay, well, thank you for being here with us. And I hope you got some good news for us in reference to pharmacy or your business and what you do and how we can be better healthy, I guess.
Well, certainly. A pleasure to be here. Thank you, Michael. I'm owner of Poochie's Pharmacy. Poochie's has been a Sacramento institution since 1930, and we're happy to continue to carry on the tradition of providing quality pharmaceutical healthcare services to the community. Um, our services are pretty much anything you might expect from any retail pharmacy. We do specialize in specialty medications. We also offer a very large geographical delivery service range. We're doing COVID testing and COVID vaccines. At this point, we've probably given about 80,000 COVID vaccines and continuing to do so. Our message really to the community is get the vaccine, get vaccinated as soon as possible. The sooner that everyone gets vaccinated, the sooner we can get back to experiencing what we know is, or what we remember was normal. I think our normal is going to be a little different going forward, but getting the vaccine will certainly help our efforts there.
And I like how you said that. It'll be a little different than normal because I think we're going to try to pull out the best of whatever came out of this time period that we're in and put it into this new normal that we're going into. With the pharmacy, how can we as patients or we as people that need medicine do a better job of number one, getting to the doctor? That's number one. And number two, getting the meds that we need.
Yeah, I think it really is important that each person take an individual ownership in their healthcare. It is you, and it's for you, and it's for you to continue to live a healthy life. I think what we often experience is, people come in and maybe they're just not aware of, what's being told to them. And we try to simplify things down, try to give the definition and the full explanation about what the medication is that they're taking, what it's for, how it's going to help them. If there are any, interactions with other drugs, making sure they're aware of what those things are so that they're not putting themselves in danger. It's really incumbent upon each one of us to take ownership of our healthcare, and really own that responsibility. It can be a little daunting. Some of the terms that can be kind of thrown out there to you are, things that you've not heard before or you're not aware of. And there's always new things, right? It's science. Science is evolving constantly. I think the other message that I would really have for our community is make sure you're seeking out valid medical sources for information. There's a lot of information on the web. A lot of that information is not really accurate information, and it's really important to seek out, the proper channels for information. Start with us. Start with your pharmacy. We're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 1 on Saturday. Come in, ask the pharmacist. If the pharmacist can't give you that information or they're not aware of it, they'll try to find it or at least try to direct you to a source that is reputable, that is founded on good, solid medical science to provide you with the information you need.
Yeah. Joel, you're right on target with an area that I sometimes struggle with. And let me ask you, supplements. What are your thoughts on supplements, and how do they fit into your health regime? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Michael, to be honest, I'm not a licensed pharmacist, so I'm owner and I'm
Uh-huh.
COO, CFO. So,
Okay.
regarding supplements, our recommendation is read the package insert carefully. You proceed with the information that's presented to you, and if you've got specific questions about supplements, please come in, ask our pharmacist. You can also contact us through our website, poochierx.com. We actually do respond to messages that people send through that website. I know that seems a little strange because I have that experience sending messages through companies' websites and then never hearing a thing. We actually monitor our website all the time. So please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to address any questions that you have.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, I just always have that question about supplements because you hear good things and you hear bad things, but I'm glad you gave us the right resources. Go to the pharmacist and ask those questions, and also to the doctor to ask those questions about the different supplements that are out there. So thank you for that bit of information. Joe, is there any last words of wisdom that you want to give us as your audience and or recommendations? You already gave some good ones already, but any more?
I think obviously the biggest thing that we're living with right now is vaccinations, is COVID vaccinations. That's our big, that is really taking a lot of our time and a lot of our focus, which we're happy to do. We want to make sure that we can get our community back to, or at least into what will become our new normal. And so please, I just implore you, please come get vaccinated. It's very sad for us. We see quite a few of our patients have passed away over the last 2 years, and people are still continuing to contract COVID. And it's really challenging to, get that phone call from someone who we know is not vaccinated and they're, very ill with COVID. So our website, pucciRx.com, you can schedule an appointment to come in and get the vaccine. Please do it. Please do it as soon as possible.
Joe, that's really good information. If people are having problems getting their vaccination, Joel has given us a resource. He's given us a place that we can go. But the vaccine is just being given everywhere. Believe it or not, Joel, I got my booster at an outdoor fair.
Yep.
So they're being given everywhere. But Joel has given us a place and a resource with his particular pharmacy. So if you haven't gotten your vaccinations, there you now have a place that you can go to, and know that they're giving these vaccinations all over the place. Joel, I just heard they came out with a plant-based vaccine just recently too. Did you hear about that one?
I have not read up on that. Again, I'm going to defer to,
Right.
things like the New England Journal of Medicine and, some of those
Right.
sources to give us their honest response from a scientific approach on how effective those kind of things are going to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we have Moderna, we have Pfizer, and we have Janssen. So
right.
Take your pick.
And come on down to the pharmacy and get what you need to. Joe, it's been nice having you with us today and to talk about our health and talk about your company, and also to provide a resource that people can go to if they need a vaccine, and also good advice on how to get the right medications and if supplements are working, all of those different things. And we appreciate you being on the show today. So, Joe, thank you for being with us, and thank you for being one of the Sacramento Black Chamber membership. Okay.
My pleasure, Michael. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks a lot. Okay, we're moving on right now. We've had some wonderful guests so far. We've had people that told you how to relax, and we have people that just told you how to get the medicine. So we're going to move on to Robert Alexander, and he's going to talk about his business and also staffing. He has a virtual business staffing operation. And Robert, how are you today?
I'm doing
Robert,
well. How are you?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you real well. Can you try it again? You came through real clear just now.
Okay. I'll just, how about now?
Yeah, you're doing good. Okay.
How about now?
Robert, you're good. Then you did something else that didn't work.
Okay.
You're, I heard that real well.
We have
Robert, we're not hearing you, and you're also frozen. Okay. Well, Robert is trying to get unfrozen here, and I'm sure he'll come back to us real soon. But these are the lessons that we learned with the whole virtual and Zoom piece. More and more. And here's one thing you need to worry about too. Not worry about, but some things that are interesting. You know, our kids are experiencing the same situation, so we have to always be on target. As a matter of fact, our kids probably can teach us some things of how to keep online or what to do to be clearer as far as our vocal piece and as far as being seen on camera, because they've been doing it for a little while now. And there's always and always can be an issue that comes up, and you just have to maybe restart, reboot, do something, you know. I know I've had a couple of situations where I was giving a lecture and all of a sudden they weren't hearing me, or my speech was drawn out, or I was frozen. So we can we can always know that there's something else that we can do as we move on into this area. Well, we're going to bring Robert back probably a little bit later and see if we can get him in so he can talk about his virtual business staffing. But at the same time, our next speaker is ready, and that is Candace Thurman. And she's with Hey Sis, and she's going to talk with us about her business, subscription box, and purchases, and all the things that we need to know about Hey Sis. Candace, Hey Sis.
Hi, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
It is going great. I took my deep breaths and I'm ready for you. And I let it out. I'm ready for you.
I did as well. And thank you for having me. But I am a part of Hey Sis, one of the three sisters. And we founded Hey Sis back in 2020, so the beginning of 2020. But really, it's been an inspiration, an idea that we've been brewing on for some time now. My sisters, I have two sisters, Melanie and Nicole. And one of the things that we really bond over is just trying new products, exploring the Sacramento area, exploring the Bay Area, and really just, trying out new foods, new products. And one of the things that we've always noticed is like, hey, we really want to be active in our community. We really want to support our community. But sometimes we do struggle with trying out and vetting different products, right? And so in 2020, my youngest sister, Melanie, she texted us in a group message and she said, what if we were to start a subscription box that offered consumers a way to access Black businesses, learn more about the African American shopping experience? But let's make it easy because we've had our own struggles in that experience. And so after about 6 months of planning, we launched in February in honor of Black History Month. And what we offer at Hey Sis is a seasonal subscription box with 4 to 6 items that are from Black-owned businesses. And so what we really do is we reach out, we connect, we research, we talk with people in our community and say, hey, what do you guys want to see? What do you like to shop for? What are those different products? And then we really go out there and we find these different Black businesses that are offering these same products. And what we're trying to help consumers understand is that there are products out there that are offered by the Black community that are just as great as, the on the shelf market products. And so it's been really neat. And we're getting ready to launch our fourth box, our fourth seasonal box. So that'll be our winter box. And it's just really themed around the season. So in our summer box, we offered sunscreen, a cool little drink package. Our winter box will have some winter themed items as well. And then we also are offering currently a Secret Santa grab bag. And so although we are in COVID and it's hard to get together in our normal holiday parties, we know that it's still happening. And so what we want to do is just offer our consumers a unique way to introduce consumers and introduce their peers to these amazing products. And so we have a small little grab bag that you can put in a white elephant, that you can gift in a secret Santa, and it's just really great. We've really enjoyed it so far.
Candace, getting back to our first speaker, you guys are doing some things to make people feel good.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the point. And we'll have some statistics available at the beginning of the year, but really the point is to recirculate the Black dollar. And so we want people to understand that there are viable businesses out there. There are more than just your eatery, but there's some brick and mortar, some online services that are really great for our community, and we want to expose the general population to that. It shouldn't be a secret. It shouldn't be something that's hard to find. It should be as easy as you shopping on Target. And so we're trying to do our part there.
I hear you. Now, one of the things you talked about, you're going to have some data maybe a little bit later, but what are some of the responses that you had coming back in? What are people saying?
We've had a variety of responses, all very positive. Some of the things that people have said to us is like, hey, since I consider myself an ally, but I'm not African American or I'm not Black, can I still buy this box? And we're like, absolutely. These products are meant for the consumer base. It's not exclusive to one group. Even though we're called Hey Sis, we have men who are just subscribers and they love our products. They love the candles, they love the sunscreen, they love the drink mix. And so we're really thinking about everybody as a whole when we're putting together these boxes. And the great thing is, it's my two sisters and I were three different people with very broad spectrums of personalities and what we like. And so coming together, we make a great collection of boxes.
Yeah. And I can tell, if I can say this, your skin is glowing.
Thank you. It's the sunscreen.
I hear you. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I've seen these boxes in the magazines and Vogue and GQ and all of those things like that, and people seem to be buying them because they come back every subscription. There's more people, and there's some wonderful things in those boxes. So, yes. And I can tell you guys are doing the same thing, putting some great things in those boxes.
And part of that too is we're making sure that these products are something that, one, you can try out, but when you go back and shop, our point is for you to go back and shop with these brands, right? And so a lot of it is a lot of customization. When we offer a candle, we don't want it to be a candle that's already sold on the consumer's website. It's something that's exclusive. So we're working with these brands day in and day out to create something that's exclusive for this box, but that will also entice them to say, hey, I've gone back and bought this 5 times. I've gone back and sent this to some friends as a gift as well. And so that's really the point, is like, we want people to continue to shop there for their regular needs.
Oh, good. It sounds good. And to be quite honest, this is the first time that I have heard of a box coming from a Black company.
They're far and few.
Yeah, they're far and few. I mean, I don't think I saw it. Is it in Essence? I don't think I saw one in Essence.
There might be. There's a lot of different variations out there. Some of these brands are offering their own subscription boxes. And that's the great thing too, is we're really just here to promote Black businesses. And so if there's anything that we can do to support businesses, if you have a business of yourself, please feel free to reach out. There's so many that are coming to light, which is the amazing part of this year and this past year. And I'm sure there's some that we've missed. And so you'll see more brands like these come to the market, and the more the merrier, right?
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your business. And also thank you for being a member of the chamber too.
Awesome. And, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And I'm going to see how I can get one of those boxes.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Maybe I can send it to a good friend or whatever. So I'm going to be taking your information.
With some great products.
Yeah, I'm going to take your information down, and maybe that'll be one of the Christmas presents for somebody. Okay, or even
thank you,
or even for myself.
Even for yourself. My sisters and I, we try all of the products, and there's some that I go back for more than once. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on our show today. Any last minute thoughts that you want to give us, or anything you can think of?
As we continue to go through COVID and really come out of this now pandemic, we're going to try and make more of a face out in the community. We took a little pause on that just given everything going on, but we're definitely going to be out in the community, more active in our community this upcoming year. So just be attentive to that. And if you want to partner, if you have anybody who is starting a business, feel free to have them reach out to us. We've gone through a lot of our own trials and tribulations, and we are happy to share that information with others.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, Candace, for all the information that you have. And be on the
Absolutely.
lookout for my order, okay?
Absolutely. We'll throw something extra in there for you.
Okay, I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for being
Thank
on our show today. And I'd like to thank all of the guests and that have been a part of this season from when we started last summer to now. You've been great joining us every time that we come on so we can give you information and also supply some good avenues for you to build your businesses or things that can make your businesses better. One of the things that I'd like to do today is make sure you're putting on your calendar our big gala to come to. We had over 300 people actually show up and show out at our gala that we had last Thursday. And we'd like to invite you there to make sure at the same time. I'd also like for you to, one of our premier programs and one of our uh, pride programs that we think we have is the program for our young folks. And it's the entrepreneurial program of teaching them how to be entrepreneurs. If you find it in your heart this year to, before the year ends, to maybe make a donation to that particular program, we would definitely appreciate it because it's a growing program. While we've been in existence for several years now, we're still trying to grow that program and reach more and more young people that are out there that might want to grow their businesses and become entrepreneurs. And with that, we definitely could use additional funding. So uh, get in touch with the Sacramento Black Chamber for that donation. And I think it's on there of how you can donate. And you can specifically say it's for the Young Entrepreneurs Program that we have in place. But make sure that it's not an afterthought. It's something that you can do. The other side of it is too that there are other people that you know are in businesses that are out there. We'd like to invite them into the Sacramento Black Chamber to be part of who we are and what we do. And there are some wonderful things that are happening within our organization that's helping people. One of the statistics that Aziza used at our gala was about all the businesses that went out of business during this pandemic time. And one of the takeaways that she was able to share was and is that none of our Sacramento Black Chamber membership businesses went out of businesses. None of them were the businesses that went out of business. All of ours stayed in. And I'm not saying it's because of the Sacramento Black Chamber, but they definitely were a member and took advantage of many of the opportunities that we had to assist them in staying alive and healthy. So if you know of someone or you know of another business, please have them join our Sacramento Black Chamber. Again, you can contact the Sacramento Black Chamber and they will be there. Now, I did talk a little bit about I think I talked a lot about the entrepreneur program that we have for young folks. But the Sacramento Black Chamber is also accepting donations to stay alive and to make sure that we're there for our businesses. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're interested in how to grow your business and be a part of some of the major information that's happening out there in Sacramento and in the world, we are accepting donations and accepting memberships for anybody that would like to join. You know, some of the other things that Aziza shared at the event was we're not just Sacramento. We are California. We're nationwide, and we have gone international too. So please know that we're not just your local small chain black chamber. We actually have gone international, and we're doing some wonderful, wonderful work out there. So know that you will be becoming part of a major institution that's doing some wonderful work that's out there. Well, you know, we're just about at the end of our show. And this is the time for us to think about family, to think about how we can become better and be better, how we can grow and grow better than where we were before. The norm was good, as much as it could be good, but we want to be better than what we were before the pandemic. So look at ways within your companies and within your corporations, within your small businesses, or whatever you're doing, and look at what were the best things that you did during that pandemic, and how can you integrate some of those types of things that work into how we move forward in the new year. So, and you might want to make a list, pros and cons, and those pros, see if you can, integrate those into what you're doing now. I am hoping that everyone have a good holiday season. It doesn't matter your religion, your faith, or anything like that. Just enjoy, be with people, have fun with people, and most of all, stay safe. So we will be looking for you again in the new year. So take care. Happy holidays. And I'm accepting all presents if you're sending them to me. Take care. Enjoy to today.